The beverage of tea is a contentious topic when it comes to relations between the United States and the United Kingdom. Since the earliest days of our nation, from the time that our revolutionary forefathers caffeinated Boston Harbor, to that time Bill Clinton blew off tea with Queen Elizabeth so he could be a tourist, aka eat fish and rabbit at a French restaurant with Tony Blair, as many of us do on European vacations, tea hasn't really earned the top spot as a top-of-mind beverage here in the former colonies. Sure, the United Nations claims tea is the world's second most consumed drink after water, but soccer country here isn't like most of the rest of the world. A recent report from the National Coffee Association declares coffee to be America's most popular beverage, stating 63% of Americans chose to drink coffee in the past day, far eclipsing tea, lowly steeping at a dismal 45%. All of this is to properly set the table with scones and clotted cream for news that the United States Embassy in London just fired off a now viral statement concerning the manner by which tea is prepared. The USA and the UK's communique concerns this: Steeped, the Chemistry of Tea, a new book by a chemistry professor out of Bryn Mawr College in Pennsylvania. This quantum chemist's book explores the molecular science between a perfect tea. And our scientist here claims that the secret to an ideal cup is an added pinch of salt. Yes, salt in tea. For good measure, you may as well start filling up your sugar canisters with something else. Anyway, this professor claims that it only needs to be a tiny amount of salt, not even enough to taste, in order to block out the perception of bitterness in a cup of tea. But needless to say, tea lovers are the ones feeling the bitterness here, and aren't taking so kindly to this all-American suggestion that we all need to start giving your next cuppa the French fry treatment. In response to a New York Times report on this story on Threads, Davey J196 wrote, "Every British tea drinker should be disgusted by this barbaric attempt to get social media likes. What a complete imbecile." Kiwi Piper said, "That's a war crime." And Danny Jackson _CZWL wrote, "Private video is at this link." And so, over on Twitter, where in spite of a private account, I'm now inundated by follow requests and job opportunities from similar users to Danny Jackson over there, the US Embassy in London posted this important statement early Wednesday morning regarding this American professor's recipe for a perfect cup. "Tea is the elixir of camaraderie, a sacred bond that unites our nations. We cannot stand idly by as such an outrageous relationship proposal threatens the very foundation of our special relationship. Therefore, we want to ensure the good people of the UK that the unthinkable notion of adding salt to Britain's national drink is not official United States policy, and never will be. Let us unite in our steeped solidarity and show the world that when it comes to tea, we stand as one." In posting this statement, the US Embassy appears to have gone out of their way to avoid a potential diplomatic row over sodium chloride-laced PG tips. Let alone this should lead to some sort of wide-scale tea coupling between the US and UK that would no doubt make Brexit look like an orderly, well-executed plan. But then again, our embassy concluded their missive with one final parting shot. The US Embassy will continue to make tea in the proper way, by microwaving it. The UK's Cabinet Office ultimately weighed in with a measured response, stating tea can only be made using a kettle. And the British Embassy Washington weighed in with a video of British armed forces demonstrating exactly how to make a proper cup of British tea.
You don't need a microwave to make a cup of tea. All you need is a naked flame, tea bag, sugar.
Not using a microwave, use a kettle, leave your tea bag to brew, then you just add milk. There you are, proper British cup of tea.
Making tea at altitude is complex, as water boils at quite a different temperature. Thanks. However, through adversity, we produce quite a palatable product for the enjoyment and education of our delightful US hosts. Chin chin!
It's not clear if and when this brouhaha over tea will settle, like a bag at the bottom of a flavorless mug. And as to whether or not we'll all start adding salt to the tea we all enjoy here in the US, that's hard to say too, though it is likely considering how long we've been submerging this stuff in salinated water.